Today we're going to attempt the chocolate roll from Baking in the American South. Emphasis on attempt because I'm not really a baker, but I'm pretty sure that's what instructions are for, so we're going to give it a try. This recipe comes in 3 parts, but don't let that intimidate you. It's actually incredibly simple. First we'll make the chocolate cake, then the whipped cream, and the mocha glaze. And if you're smart, you'll remember to wear an apron. I read this recipe over no less than 4 times, thinking they left out the flour, but fun fact, this is a flourless cake. First you have to separate the egg yolks and the egg whites. Then you'll add a little pinch of salt to the egg whites, whip that up till it's nice and fluffy, and fold in your chocolate and egg yolk mixture. I was a little skeptical of this really airy consistency at first, but after mixing for a few minutes, we had a smooth and velvety chocolate cake batter. Spread it across a 10 by 15 jelly roll pan, and a little pre-baked taste test just for good measure. Just pop that into the oven for a quick 20 to 25 minutes, and in the meantime, we'll prep a tea towel with some powdered sugar. This is the surface we'll eventually use to turn the cake into a roll. We also have the mocha glaze to make, which is just confectioner's sugar, cocoa powder, and some espresso. If you don't have espresso, you can use a few tablespoons of some freshly brewed coffee. The coffee part's optional here, but it does add such a nice richness to the glaze. Now that 20 minutes have gone by, the sheet cake is done, and I'm not gonna lie, this is where things got a little stressful. I spent no less than 5 minutes slowly and carefully removing this parchment paper from the cake. So yeah, it's looking a little rough, but fortunately we're covering it all in whipped cream and rolling it up. The thing about this cake is, yes, there are some technical aspects to it with having to roll it up, but it's also pretty forgiving. If you do have any cracks or the cake starts to break down, you can always cover it in confectioner's sugar and the mocha glaze. I decided to trim the ends off for a little bit of a cleaner look, which didn't exactly go as planned, but I am way too committed to this cake, so we're rolling with it. Presentation was maybe a 5 out of 10. That feels generous, maybe a 4. But I will say the taste and texture completely redeemed this cake. So here's to trying new things and baking like a Southerner. Or at least trying to.